All right. Shalom, shalom. I want to say call halayam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Seminole Indians, West Indians, Haitians, and Brazilians, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, man. So I want to get into the signs of the times, man. All right, we're living in that time where Yahweh Shai is getting ready to crack that sky in half and return with the angels on chariots, man. All right, but we know that, the mark of the beast still has to come first. All right, the mark of the beast being the RFID microchip, and the nuclear missiles have to fly, man. All right, these are two major prophecies left. All right. Before Yahweh Shai is returning, Yahweh Shai is going to come during the time when those nuclear missiles are flying, man. Because it's going to be the nuclear destruction, all right? And Yahweh Shai and the angels on chariots destroying this earth, especially America, man. Because America is going to be destroyed and wiped off the face of this earth by nuclear fire, man. It's going to be completely swept off this earth, man. All right? America is going to be the only place that's never going to be built back up ever again. It's never going to be inhabited ever again once it's destroyed. All right? Other parts of this earth are going to be built back up, man. All right? But I want to talk about these earthquakes and these wars and rumors of wars, man. All right? Because all of this is all taking place at the same time, man. Hey, yo, earthquakes are happening like crazy. Like crazy right now, all right? Because, you got over 1,000 earthquakes that happen weekly all around the world, weekly, man. But you don't ever hear about them like that. You only hear, a few earthquakes here and there make it into the mainstream media, probably like the major earthquakes that happen. But there's many, many, many earthquakes that happen daily, man, weekly, thousands. You just don't hear about them, man. And the whole world is at war right now. All right. You got the tensions between China and Taiwan. All right. I think there's also tensions between China and Japan going on as well. You got the Russian and Ukraine war. North Korea is also in that war as well. All right. You got the war going on with Iran and Israel. All right. Israel and Hamas in Gaza. America entered into that war too, dropped bombs in Iran. This whole world is at war. You got German troops being deployed for the first time since World War II. So the wars and the rumors of wars are all happening right now, simultaneously with the earthquakes. And that was the signs, man, that Yahweh Shai told us to look for, man. Matter of fact, let's get it because I already got it right here. All right. As you see right here, this is Matthew 24:7, but let's read up a little bit. As you see the heading, all right, signs of Yahweh Shai's return. All right, so the Lord gave us signs to look for, all right, before his return. He told us what signs are going to be happening right before his return, man. All right, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so let's read it, man. All right, let me start at verse 3. All right, Matthew 24:3, it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?" All right, and the end of the world. All right, meaning the end of an age. Whose age? Esau, Edom's age. All right, because after Esau, Edom's age, guess whose age comes right after that? The age of Israel. The age of Yahweh Shai's kingdom. All right, which is the kingdom of Israel. All right. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Meaning after Esau's world ends, after he comes down from the rulership of this planet Earth, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, guess whose rulership begins? the nation of Israel, the Negro, Latino, Native American men. All right, we're gonna rule this planet Earth, but it's gonna be forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and that's the kingdom of heaven. That's the good news, man. All right, that the Lord is getting ready to take us up out of this hellhole that we're living in and raise us up to be kings and gods and rulers of this planet Earth once again. We're gonna be gods and rulers, man. We're gonna be immortal. We're never going to be living in hell ever again. We're never going to cry. We're never going to pain again. We're never going to have to worry about anything. We're not going to have to worry about absolutely nothing, man. Because we're going to be kings and gods and rulers. We're going to live forever. All right? The type of joy that we're going to receive is something that our minds can even process right now. Because what the Apostle Paul said, all right? Eyes have not seen, nor have your ears heard what the Heavenly Father has for them prepared, you know? What the Heavenly Father has prepared for them, you know? You know, we can't even fathom what the Heavenly Father has for us right now. It's going to be on a level, you know, we know that, we understand that it's going to be on a level that, you know, we ain't never seen or heard of before, man. In the kingdom of heaven, we're going to see things that we never seen. We're gonna hear things we never heard, feel things we never felt, taste things we never tasted, you know? All right, but anyway, let's read, man. All right, Matthew 24:3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Yeah. All right. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Yeah. All right. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Yeah, because you got many claiming to be the Messiah, man. All right. Verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And you hear about wars and rumors of wars every day. Literally every day you hear about wars and rumors of wars. You know, if you don't live under a rock, you know, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the world, you know, if you're not a dead slave, a brain dead sheep, you know, because most of these people on this earth have absolutely zero idea, not even an inkling of a clue of what the hell is going on, man. You know, but the Lord set up prophets, men, all right, to wake up the rest of the elect, all right, which are the 144,000, all right, and the great multitude that follows behind the 144, man. You know, everybody else is living in darkness, man. They have no idea what time it is. They don't have any idea what's going on, what's happening around them. They have no idea there's an agenda, you know, bigger than their mind can even fathom, that's getting ready to take place, that the, you know, that the elites are trying to create, man. You know? People are done out here, man. All right? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And you hear about, like I said, you hear about wars and rumors of wars every single day. You hear about the rumor of World War III every single day. You hear about wars every single day. All right? You got this war that's going on right now with U.S. and Venezuela, man. And I want to get into that. That's what I'm about to get into, man. You know? As you see right here. All right? And I did a video on it, you know, a couple days going back, man. You know, about a week or so ago. You know, I went into the U.S. and what's about to happen with U.S. and Venezuela. All right? And now you got the U.S., as you see right here, U.S. military strikes drug-carrying boat from Venezuela. All right? So now you got Venezuela and the U.S. at war right now, man. So you got wars and rumors of wars happening right now, man. All right? And at the same time, you got the earthquakes in diverse places. And this is exactly what Yahushua told us to look out for before his coming, man. It is very evident, bro. It is so evident, bro, The times that we're living in, it's so easy to see that the times we're living in is the very last, the last of the last. All right, we're not just living in the last days. All right, we're living in the last of the last of the last days, the very last seconds. We're in the last nanoseconds before Yahweh Shai's return, man. All right, that's why you got to come back to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, right now, man. Right now. All right, right now, because that door is so slightly cracked open to where you could just barely get in, man. But once that door is closed, it's a wrap for you, man. Once the prophets are taken off from the highways and the internet is shut down, it's a wrap for you, man. You should have got this word while you can. You should have listened to the true prophets of the Lord while you could have, man. All right, and the true prophets of the Lord being the Israelites of Great Millstone and the ones that teach like Great Millstone. All right, those are the true prophets of the Lord with the 100% truth of the Bible. All right. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's exactly what just happening right now. This whole earth is at war right now. All right, like I just explained earlier. All right, you got the Russian and Ukraine war, with North Korea also involved in that war. All right, you got the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, the war between Israel and Iran, and the U.S. was also partook in that war too. All right, dropped bombs on Iran. All right, you got the tensions between China and Taiwan. You know, all right. And this is all the Lord's doing. The Lord is bringing this third world war to fulfill his word, to fulfill his will. All right, because World War III is all written throughout the scriptures. America's destruction is written all throughout the scriptures. You know, Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So the earthquakes is going on right now, and the nations against, a nation and kingdom against kingdom, that's all going on right now, man. All right, all these are the beginnings of sorrow. Yeah, this is not even scratching the surface of what's getting ready to happen, man. All right, because very great pain, very great suffering, very great anguish, very great mourning and death and destruction is getting ready to come upon this earth. And it's going to happen on a very high, great, and grand scale here in America, because this is where the great destruction is going to take place. This is where the great pain and suffering and anguish and mourning and sorrow is going to take place, man, here in America, man. All right, because the Lord has a very special bone to pick with this place, man. Verse 8, Matthew 24:8. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. All right, so like we read right here, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, so let's get into these earthquakes and let's get into these wars and rumors of wars. All right, so you got this death toll, right? You got this earthquake that just happened in Pakistan. All right, a earthquake of a 6.0 magnitude, as you see right here. All right, magnitude 6.0. All right, death toll climbs to over 1,400. All right, over 1,400 people. Over 1,400 people have died in this earthquake. This is the doing of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and it was just the earthquake that just happened. All right, in Russia, 2 of them. All right, that was this was a 6.0. All right. And a couple weeks ago, you had 2 earthquakes in Russia. One was at 8 point something, 8.9, I think it was, almost a 9 on the Richter scale. And a couple days after that one, there was one a 7.0. Come on, man. And then you got all these earthquakes that are happening in diverse places in the U.S., man. Not too long ago, there was just one in Jersey. That hit Jersey and New York. You just had one in California. You know, you got these floods that's going on in Texas. You know, come on, man. It says death toll. It says death toll climbs to over 1,400 after Afghanistan earthquake. Official says. So the Lord is visiting this earth, man. This is one of the signs of the times. All right, Yahweh Shai said it out of his own mouth. The Messiah Yahweh Shai said it out of his own mouth. All right. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, man. All right. And the Lord told the same thing to Ezra, man. So let's get that as well. All right. Let's get that as well. Second Ezra, the 9th chapter. All right. But let's get into this. Let's finish reading this article first, and then I'll get into that. All right. It says death toll climbs to over 1,400 after Afghanistan earthquake. Official says the 6.0 magnitude quake hits villages near the border with Pakistan late Sunday. All right. It says Islamabad, Pakistan, and London. All right. The death toll from the earthquake in eastern Afghanistan, which all but destroyed several villages, rose on Tuesday to at least 1,411 people, a government spokesperson said. All right. Another 3,124, all right, were injured. All right. Another 3,124 were injured in the 6.0 magnitude quake, which struck just before midnight on Sunday. All right. Zabihullah Majuhid, the spokesperson, all right, said on social media. All right. Rescue operations are still underway in all the affected areas today. Hamdullah Fitrot, all right, the deputy spokesperson said on Tuesday, dozens of commandos have been airlifted to areas where planes could not land to pull out the injured from the rubble and transport them to a suitable location. All right, amid rescue efforts. All right, another 5.2 magnitude earthquake struck eastern Afghanistan on Tuesday. So yesterday. All right, so you had 2 days ago. All right, you had a 6-point earthquake, and then the day after that you had a 5.0 earthquake. All right, one in Pakistan and then another one in Afghanistan, man. All right, come on, man. It says amid rescue efforts, another 5.2 magnitude earthquake struck eastern Afghanistan on Tuesday, about 20 miles northeast of Jalalabad, all right, according to the USGS, all right. And you see pictures right here. All right, it says Shah Mahmood, a Taliban official in Nangarhar province, said prior to that aftershock that the quake on Sunday destroyed some 8,000 houses. Woo! All right, emergency responders have yet to reach some villages where they fear there may be more dead and injured under the rubble, he said. All right, so the Lord is visiting this earth. All right, the Lord is visiting this earth, man, with the wars and rumors of wars and the earthquakes. All right, so let's read about that in 2nd Ezra, man. All right, so this is 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. All right, I'll start at verse 1. All right, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Yeah, you're supposed to measure the time diligently, man. You're supposed to pay attention and look out for what's going on in the world, man. You're supposed to know what time you're living in, man. Not be a brain dead sheep, a zombie just walking around aimlessly, man. Having no idea what is going on. Have no idea what is happening around you. The Lord said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Yeah, because the Lord said to watch and pray. Right? It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the sign pass, which I have told thee before. Yeah, because if you measure the time diligently, you'll see the signs and know what times you're living in, like it says right here. Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah. So, you know, the Lord is saying, if you paid attention to the signs, all right, which I have told you, all right, then you will know that the Lord is visiting this earth. And we see that the Lord is visiting this earth. We're paying attention to what's going on. We see what's happening. So we know that the Lord is visiting this earth right now, man. All right. Verse 1 again, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very... Let me pause the video real quick. All right, excuse me, I had to pause the video real quick. I got interrupted. But anyway, let's get back into what I was reading, all right? It says, I'll start at verse 1 again. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest, Yahweh, will begin to visit the world which he made. So we now know that the Lord is visiting this earth, man. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, and we've seen those earthquakes, so we know that's one of the signs of the times, because Yahweh spoke about it, and this is Yahweh telling Esdras, man. All right. When you see the signs of the times pass, know that the Lord is visiting the earth that he made, man. And what did he say? That one of those signs were what? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And that's exactly what you see, man. You see nothing but earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, man. Wars and rumors of wars. Bro, it's so obvious, man. All right. You know how blind you have to be? You know how much eye salve you don't have in order to not be able to tell that we're living in a time that America's about to be destroyed and nuclear missiles are about to be shot off? You know how much eye salve you have to lack to not know what the hell is happening and to not know that we're living in the last days, bro? See, these people are not paying attention to what's going on, man. They're zombies, man. See, the only people that truly understand what is happening and what is going on to the T are the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord, which are the Israelites of great millstone and the ones that teach in like manner. All right, we know exactly what's going on, why it's happening, what's going to happen. All right? Because the Lord gave us his word, the blueprint, this wisdom. So our eyes are open. We know what's happening, what's going on, man. You know? All right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, because the Lord declared the end from the beginning. Everything that's going on in the world, it was predestined. All right? That's how the Lord set it up before he even started it. All right? He know how everything, he knew how he wanted to start it and knew how he wanted it to end. How he knew how he wanted the middle to go, because this is the Lord's story. Everything that's going on in the world is the Lord's story. You know, the Lord declared the end from the beginning. All right. Then, so it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and the end is manifest. That's right, man. The end isn't if the end is manifest, is right here, bro. All right. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs, man. Come on, bro. All right. So we got these earthquakes, man. All right. The Lord is visiting this earth, man. Over 1,400 people died, man, in this 6.0 magnitude, man. That's just a 6.0. Wait till the Lord start bringing nines, and you know, which you had one in Russia at 8.9. It was almost a 9. You know, but wait till they start hitting all over the world, where the people just like, yo, for real. All right, and then you got this what's going on right here. All right, U.S. military strikes drug carrying boat from Venezuela, Rubio says. All right. It says Washington, the U.S. military on Tuesday. All right, this is part of the wars and rumors of wars, man. All right, hella wars are just going on and taking place, man. All right, and then you got Iran giving Venezuela weapons and all that, man. So Iran is sort of involved in this war, man. You know, and the U.S. and Iran, they not buddies, man. All right, the U.S. just bombed Iran. All right, so it says the U.S. military also, excuse me, the U.S. military on Tuesday struck a drug carrying boat hailing from Venezuela. Secretary, all right, of State Marco Rubio said as tensions spiked between the Trump administration and the Venezuelan government. All right, President Trump announced the strike during an unrelated Tuesday afternoon Oval Office event, saying the military had shot out the boat moments ago. He said his team had been briefed on the strike by General Dan Kane, chairman to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The president later said on Truth Social that 11 people were killed in the strike, which he said targeted members of Tren de Aragua, all right, a Venezuela-based organized crime group that the Trump administration had designated as a foreign terrorist organization. All right. He posted a video that appeared to show a military strike against a small boat. All right. It says, please let this serve as a notice to anybody, all right, even thinking about bringing drugs into the United States of America. Beware, the president wrote on Truth Social. All right. All right. Rubio posted on X that the military carried out a lethal strike in Southern Caribbean Sea. He said the drug vessel had departed Venezuela, all right, and was being operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization. Rubio later told reporters he believed the drugs that were allegedly carried on the boat were probably headed toward Trinidad or Tobago or some other country in the Caribbean. A senior defense official also said the U.S. had conducted a precision strike against the vessel. All right, it says the strike came after the U.S. confirmed last month that the Navy would boost its presence near Venezuela, destroying 3 warships. All right, to the water. You see, deploying 3 warships to the waters off the South American country as part of an anti-drug cartel mission. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro called the ships an extravagant, unjustifiable, immoral, and absolutely criminal and bloody threat, and deployed military forces to the country's coastlines, vowing to defend against any possible U.S. attack. All right. The U.S. had not indicated its plans to strike Venezuela's government. All right. The Trump administration has accused Maduro's government, a longtime U.S. foe, all right, of working with drug cartels and groups like Tren, all right, de Aragua, to traffic narcotics to the United States, and of leading a Venezuelan-based drug group called Cartel de las Soles. All right, Maduro was charged with narco-terrorism, all right, and drug trafficking in U.S. federal court in 2020. Last month, Attorney General Pam Bondi doubled the reward for Maduro's arrest to $50 million. All right, so looking like Venezuela and the U.S. just might go to war, like all-out war, man. All right. So we living in that time, bro. All right, we're watching to see what comes of this. All right, if it escalates further, which it just might, man. All right, who knows? All right, so just to let you know what's happening, what's going on, man. All right, we living, bro. Man, people just have no idea, man. Have no idea, man. Only the elect know what's going on, what's happening, man. All right, the 144,000, the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord, man. All right. So, with that being said, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Raktazad, this lesson was edifying, man. All right. So, with that being said, on to the next one. Shalom, shalom.